So you want to turn to lesson 7.1b on vertical angles. You're going to use a ruler, or you can use your protractor since your protractor has a straight edge. And you're going to draw a line. And then after you've drawn that line, you're going to draw another line that intersects the first line that you drew. And then you're going to label your drawing so that you can clearly identify 4 different angles. Then once you've done that, you're going to take your protractor and you're going to measure the 4 angles that are formed by the 2 intersecting lines. You're going to record your information, and then you're going to compare your drawings with other classmates and see what conjectures you can make. So take your piece of paper and your protractor, and you're going to draw 2 intersecting lines. So there's one line, and here's my second line. Make sure to draw arrows at the end of each line, indicating that those lines keep going forever. And then you're going to take your protractor and you're going to measure your angles. So if you look at my angles here, so my angle looks like they're 90 degrees. Okay, so these angles here at the top, this angle is 90 degrees. This angle to the left is also 90 degrees. Okay, if I turn my paper around, okay, I'm going to get that this angle also measures 90 degrees. And then when adjacent to it, if I turn my paper around again, is also going to measure 90 degrees. My arrows. Okay. Now your angles could measure something else. This is just my example. I'm going to call these angles ABC. So I'm labeling points on those angles so I can name my angles. Then I have angle ABD. And then I'm going to have angle CBE. Okay, so notice how these angles all came out to be the same. So I'm going to try another set of angles. Okay, this time I'm going to label them first. So A, B, C, CBD, and CBE, EBD. So now if I measure my angles, angle CBD, it looks like that angle is 124 degrees. Okay, I'm going to measure angle ABC. Okay, and that angle looks like it's 59 degrees. So I actually extended the segment here, and it looks like when I extend that segment, it's the angle here, ABC, is 56 degrees. Okay, and then angle EBD, that one is also going to be 56 degrees. Then if I measure angle ABE, that angle is 124 degrees. So what you should notice is that the angles across from each other are the same measure. So angle EBD and ABC are across from each other and they are the same measure. And then if you look at angle EBA and DBC, those are both 124 degrees. They measure the same. So the angles that are across from each other measure the same. So you could say that the measure of angle EBA is equal to the measure of angle DBC, and then the measure of angle EBD is equal to the measure of angle ABC. So DBC and EBA were both 124 degrees. EBD and ABC were both 56 degrees. Okay, so if we go to the next part of the notes, we have some definitions. So intersecting lines are lines that lie in the same plane that cross. So that's what we drew in our paper. On the first page, we drew two intersecting lines. Okay, so we'll call this line AB and the second line, line CD. So those would be intersecting lines. So they cross at a point. Vertical angles are the pairs of angles that are always opposite one another. Vertical angles can be formed by any type of intersecting lines. So I'm going to sketch two intersecting lines again, and then label them A, B, and C, and then D, B, and E. So angle ABC is vertical to angle DBE. Okay, so here's angle ABC, and that's vertical to DBE. You could also state that angle ABD is vertical to angle CBE. So vertical angles are always equal in measure. That's what we figured out when we made our drawing earlier. So go to page 3 of your notes, or page 12. So on number 1, you want to name a pair of angles that are vertical. So angle ABD and angle CBE are vertical angles. So angle ABD and angle CBE would be vertical. And then another pair would be angle DBE and angle ABC. So that's another set of vertical angles. Okay, so now to figure out what is the measure of ABD. Well, we know that vertical angles measure the same. So if CBE and ABD are vertical angles, and CBE is 116 degrees, that means angle ABD is also 116 degrees. So we would say it's 116 degrees. For the next question, angle DBE is 64 degrees. So since it's vertical to angle ABC, that means ABC is also 64 degrees. Okay. Question 2, name the angle that is vertical to the 52 degree angle. So the angle across the 52 degree angle is angle AEF. For the next question, which angle is vertical to DEG? So here's DEG. The angle that's vertical to it would be the one across from it. So that would be angle FEC. Okay, so what is the measure of the angle that it's vertical to DEG? Okay, so the angle that's vertical to DEG would be angle FEC, and that would be 35 degrees. Okay, so go to the next page, page 13. So on number 3, it says to determine the relationship of the angles shown, then find x by writing and solving an equation. So angle ACE and angle BCD are across from each other. So that means they're vertical angles. So the relationship is that they're vertical angles. And then to write our equation, we know vertical angles are equal to each other. So that means 9x is going to equal 135.
So once you have your equation, then you can multiply both sides or divide both sides by 9. And then you get x equals 135 divided by 9. You can take your calculator and divide that out. You get 15. So x equals 15. Okay, so that's the value of x. Number 4, since the angles QPT and RPS are vertical, that means that they're equal to each other. So 2x minus 8 will equal 104. So you can rewrite subtraction as addition. 2x plus negative 8 equals 104. Then you add positive 8 to both sides. So you're going to get 2x plus 0 equals 104 plus 8 would be 112. So 2x is going to equal 112. You can divide both sides by 2, and you get that x equals 112 divided by 2. That would be 56. So x equals 56. And that concludes lesson 7.1b. So now you can use this knowledge to do the homework for 7.1b.